That's 800-561-3905. I'm a non-attorney spokesperson.
This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner.
All right, great friends. It is Tuesday afternoon here on Kaplan and Crew from the 7 Mile Casino Studios. So happy to have everybody here. To all of our YouTube great friends, I'm going to start with you guys here today. Love that you're deeply involved in the chat. Love that you leave comments down below. Get involved, everybody, because YouTube is where the show really lives. It is the heart and soul of what we do around here. For those of you that are listening on radio right now going, wait a second, what are you talking about? Yeah, started as a radio show, moved over to the YouTube podcasting world. Now take the podcast, put it back onto radio, and then eventually at night we put it on TV on Channel 4 San Diego, which shout out to everybody who's watching on TV. Yuma, Arizona, we love when you guys send us pictures. Santa Barbara, we love that you guys are watching on the TV show up there. Orange County, LA, it's channel 118 on Cox and Spectrum Cable. And of course, home base, San Diego, channel 4. I will just say that yesterday in our YouTube chat, we had a lot of people in there, a lot of people talking back and forth. But did you guys see that, Browner, I don't know if you know this or not, you are an inspirational figure to many people who watch and listen to this show. Do you know this?
Well, I try to do what I can.
Okay. You probably have no idea what I'm talking about right now, do you?
Nah, zero.
Okay. So you started and now have pushed the pause button on what I believe could be a very, very lucrative career for yourself outside of just being a radio and TV star. I believe you could be.
There's no pause button. Nobody hit a pause button.
No, there's pause. There's pause. Somebody push pause.
Nobody paused anything.
Somebody paused something.
Is this about comedy?
It is about comedy.
Bro, there's no pause. There's no pause.
Bro, there is a pause. Bro, listen, let me explain to you.
He had stopped.
There's no pause.
No, bro,
There's
you can
no
show
pause.
me your diaries all day long and you can write jokes all day long. But if the bra man doesn't get up on stage and perform this act, it does us no good if the jokes are written in your diaries, man.
They will all come out. I've done some work.
Okay, you got the green diary and the black diary. What's the difference?
Mm-hmm. Well, the green one are for base jokes, and then the black one are for one-line jokes. So I've discovered a way to write them in detail and remember them per sentence. It's a method that I've discovered to do. I've done 3. So since we last had this discussion with that other guy who came on our show, whose name I forget, respect. I've done 2 open mics, small places.
Oh, wait a second. You've not told us about this. So you've been under the radar.
I'm glad he hasn't.
Comedy. Yeah.
Right.
I'm glad he hasn't.
Yeah, it's great to get the reps. Since you didn't tell me, and it's obviously not my business. I mean, if you're trying to keep it, under wraps, but I thought you pushed the pause button because remember, you did the first night of stand-up down in at Humphreys. Then you did the second night where you knocked him dead out at Grand Comedy Club.
Mm-hmm.
And then since then, I've been saying to you, dude, you got to put in the work. You got to go to these open mic nights and you got to do the work. And you've kind of made it seem like, nah, I'm going to promote my own show. I'm going to bring people to me. And I'm like, dude, that's a terrible idea. Just go work open mic nights. So you have been doing this under the radar. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. 2. I've done 2 so far.
And where are they at? Which places have you gone to?
Same place, University Heights. It's like it's next to a coffee shop on Park.
Okay.
Because you used to be able to go to the Stats on Adams, but for whatever reason that closed. And so basically those people kind of now run this really small, I guess it's like a comedy room, but they play music there. They do all types of stuff there. It's next to a coffee shop and a breakfast place.
And you're going in, nobody knows you from radio, nobody knows you from TV. It's not like we promoted a show and everybody's coming because they're a fan of yours.
No, people go there just to listen to music or to do their own stuff. So it's a small room, so it's not like 50 people in there. It's like maybe 30 people in there. It's hot, it's congested, it's small.
But why not go back to the Comedy Store in La Jolla? Why not go to Madhouse Comedy? Why not go to Grand up in Escondido? I mean, why not go to a place where people are there for comedy?
Why not just ask him to be your manager already, Scott? Why don't you let him? Why don't you manage his career?
Yeah, I'd like to do that. I really
This is
would.
what we're having a management meeting right now.
Well, here's the thing. What I really wanted to say was this. Browner, I don't know if you realize this or not, but you doing stand-up comedy, talking about it on the air, and then knocking them dead out at Grand Comedy, you've spawned now and you've inspired others who've always thought about wanting to do this, wanting to give it a try. You've inspired other people. Do you know this?
No, good, nice. I'm happy.
You're not going to believe who's doing stand-up comedy now.
Who?
Should I tell him, Alex?
I don't even know.
Yeah, you do. I sent you a picture about it yesterday. I think I hit you up twice about it. I'm like, here, check this out. You don't know either?
Mm.
Dude, I sent you an email about it, guaranteed 100%. You know
I'll
who's
check
doing
emails.
stand-up comedy? And I believe that he's performing stand-up comedy this weekend. You ready for this, Browner?
Yeah.
Tommy,
who?
Tommy, who is one of the all-time greatest of great friends. This guy comes to everything we do. He shows up every place we say we're going to be. Dude, he comes to the IV lounges. He comes to comedy shows. He comes to the supper clubs. This is one of the all-time greatest of great friends. He's constantly giving everybody gifts, not just the three of us, but other people that are part of the Great Friends community. Tommy is on I'm just telling you, he's on a comedy show this upcoming weekend. Alex, did you see the email that I sent you that maybe you may have missed or something?
I may have just deleted it, dude.
I mean, I think we all kind of just get so much email that, and I think we all assume that everybody sees everything that we send, which, I think is a little presumptuous. But I'm telling you, I sent you an email yesterday from Tommy promoting his comedy show.
I will see my dog Tommy do his stand-up whenever it is. So, Tom, let me know, bro. Double T. Let me know where it is, bro. I'm going to show up and support you because you be supporting us. What are we doing here? Let me see. Where's the address? The National. Oh, this is probably going to be in a place I don't know where it's at.
Okay. So wait, so you're finding it now, right?
Yeah. 37.
Oh, there it is.
17.
Alex has it on the screen. Oh my,
yeah.
I'm looking it up on my phone.
Yeah, 37.
Stand-up comedy showcase featuring the hilarious all these people, and then look down below. There he is, Tommy. It's Wednesday next week, July 20th. It's at 7:30 at night. It's only $12. And what's the address down there, Alex? I couldn't see it.
3717 India Street.
India Street. So is this? I assume it's downtown San Diego. I can't really.
Like Little Italy.
Yeah,
it is Little Italy.
Okay, so Tommy, Wednesday of next week, doing stand-up comedy. Now,
terrible timing for Tommy.
Really bad timing.
Very bad timing.
Because as I recall, check me on this, guys. Isn't Wednesday of next week? There you go. Keg the band, like the greatest dad band of all time.
Oh no, Tommy, right. Come on, bro.
Keg the band. Our man Bill Hagan, the owner of 1090, us, 1090, 91X is involved in this as well. Keg the band live at the Kraken in Cardiff, Wednesday, July 20th. Show is from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. I get it. It's a school night. I understand. But my man Tommy is doing stand-up comedy downtown San Diego. My man Bill Hagan booked this whole Kraken thing a long-ass time ago. So I'm committed to the Kraken thing when I really want to go see Tommy perform stand-up.
I just looked up where Tommy's show is at, and I'm aware of the place where he is, where he's going to go.
Okay. Now, Alex, you say Wednesday night, school night, hard to get up to North County, come to the beach and see Bill Hagan perform. Might we divide and conquer that night where me and Browner go to our spot, the Kraken, where Browner likes to show off his billiard skills, shark bunch of people there. And Alex, do you want to go see Tommy perform stand-up while Browner and I go to Keg the band, the great dad band?
No.
No what?
No, I don't want to go watch that. Nothing against Tommy at all. I support and love Tommy, but no, me and comedy, like, listen, I like the comedians that I like. I don't do open mic night. Like, that's not for me. Like, I don't handle people bombing on stage well. I don't handle in-person cringe well. Like, if I go to a comedy show, it's because I want to see that particular person. Like when I go to Lawheads because I want to see Lawhead. And if there's openers, cool. They'll be good because they're Lawheads openers. But as far as like open mic nights or whatever, no, thank you. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, let me say this. I'm hoping that
And then there was like
Tommy,
20 people performing.
I don't know, but I'm
Right,
hoping
that's
Tommy
that's a red
crushes.
flag, but
Yeah.
No, but Browner, Tommy's going to crush it. He's going to knock it out of the park. And then to Alex's point, not only am I going to manage you, I'm going to manage him, and we're going to tour, and we're going to have Tommy open for Big Brown. Yeah, it's going to be bomb.
Or Brown open for Tommy. See who's funny.
That could be that is a possibility. We don't know who's going to be the better comedian, Browner or Tommy. Maybe Tommy got a ton of material.
All I know is that Tommy commands a room. I know that for a fact.
This is true.
Tommy will go into any room. He will be by himself in a room of thousands, and he will command that room. So
yep,
I got no worries about his stage presence. I don't know what his material would be like, but I'm not concerned about his ability to be on stage at all.
Shout out to Tommy.
Shout out to Double T, man. Big up.
Shout out to Bill Hagan. Shout out to July 20th, which is a Wednesday night. And I've already committed myself, Tommy. I mean, that's all I can tell you. I've already committed myself to Bill Hagan and Keg the Band, the all-time greatest North County dad band there is. Bunch of dads rocking out with some dad bods to some dad tunes. And I'll be there. I'll be there Wednesday of next week. All right, let me do this. Let me get us onto some other stuff here today. But before I do, I just want to give a quick shout out and a quick mention to our people from West Coast BBQ Shop, westcoastbbqshop.com. Yo, Brian, you are the man. Brian Bushfield and his family. They're at 2330 Proctor Valley Road. They're in Chula Vista. It's a very, very convenient location. It's a shopping center that if you're down that way, you know it well. There was an Albertsons in that shopping center. The Albertsons is now gone. But Brian's spot is across the parking lot. He's got a bar right next to him. Browner, what are some of the other things that are in that shopping center?
There's a Pizza Hut. There's a Starbucks. There's a barber shop. There's a yoga studio. There's a 2-in-1 bar that you were speaking of. And there's something else there I can't remember.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in that shopping center. Everybody knows it. I've been in that shopping center a million times because of the number of times I've been down there for, kids soccer games or kids baseball games. West Coast BBQ Shop, 2330 Proctor Valley Road in Chula Vista. If you can't make it down that way, westcoastbbqshop.com. Anything for the grilling season. As a matter of fact, yesterday, Rachel and I were having this conversation about she wants to build this backyard, like grilling outdoor station. So, like grill, refrigerator, wine cooler, sink, the whole thing. And she was telling me this, and I'm like, well, we have to use West Coast BBQ Shop. She said, wait, do they do that? And I said, they do it better than anybody. So, because they're the experts when it comes to grilling. And again, outdoor sort of kitchen, the whole deal. So check them out. West Coast BBQ Shop, westcoastbbqshop.com. And it looks like they're going to get a new client really soon. So, Alex, you said you went to see Thor last night. Mm-hmm. I told you that I watched this Netflix docu-series, but I watched the Padre game earlier. They had a commanding lead, and Cronenworth was on fire. You've gotten into the Crone zone. Manny hit a monster bomb home run. CJ Abrams comes up big with a 3-run shot late in the game, which proves to be the game winner. But I'll tell you guys, they almost found a way to blow this thing. And thank goodness they hung on. And I'll tell you why. Because San Francisco, who just obviously split the series with the Padres in San Diego, San Francisco lost to Arizona. They're falling apart, it would seem. Padres desperately needed a win, especially against a team like Colorado and Coors Field, where they lost 10 straight. They needed to snap this Coors losing streak, and this Coors Light losing streak. It wasn't a Coors heavy losing streak. It was a Coors Light losing streak. Kind of watery. Which, by the way, I love Coors Lights. Like really,
like if I'm going lots out, of them.
I can just pound Coors Lights. Yeah. Like I don't feel any guilt at all. I'm like, you know what? I might as well just be drinking like a little bit of beer and water. I can drink them all day long. So the Padres found a way to get a win last night, but there were some moments along the way, like Trent Grisham. I'm telling you, man, there's a play in last night's game where a ball is hit and he's running, and it looks like he's going to make an effort for the ball. It looks like he possibly could catch this ball. Did you guys see this play? What is he doing?
It's a bad
It's
angle on that ball, man. That's
it's
like me, and
2-0.
that's like me when I played baseball.
I mean, it's 2-0 Padres, and it's the bottom of the fourth inning. And when Grisham is running to his left, he never even takes his right hand, his glove hand, to attempt to make the grab, let
He wasn't
alone
gonna
lay
catch
it out.
that.
Could or could not have caught it.
Any attempt he would have made to catch that ball would have been what I like to refer to as false hustle. He wasn't going to get it. He took a bad angle on it, and then the ball started curving, so he knew he didn't have a chance. He just kept running for some reason at that angle, and the ball beat him. The ball beat him. It happens, man. I suck at baseball. That's why I'm here, because it's like that.
I know it's hard to tell on TV. You know, I mean, it's a you can't really say for sure. Like, wow, he should have caught that ball.
You know, catching that ball.
But no, like when you see a guy jump at the fence and the ball hits him on the glove, you know, and you're like, gosh, he should have caught that ball. He had it, you know, or when a guy drops what looks like a routine fly ball. I mean, things like that happen. So it's hard to say on TV. But Alex, if you play that one more time,
watch how the ball curves.
All right, let's take a look here.
To the right.
Okay, here it is.
Right there. You weren't catching that ball.
Dude, can you imagine the panic? You're like, I'm running. I should have it. Oh, I'm not getting it.
Yeah. The embarrassment. That's like an Eric Hosmer play. Oh, God. When that ball takes a turn, he just quit. Like, oh, God.
Right. He doesn't even like have his glove hand out. He's not making a dive.
He knew it.
The ball's getting by him and it's going all the way to the wall. What'd you think, Grande?
I mean, what do we have you for? Why are you playing?
He hates Trent Grisham.
I don't hate Trent Grisham. I hate what he's become this season. A below 200 hitter who now can't play defense too? Like, what are you playing for? Like, this isn't his first screw up of like recently. You know, like if he's getting thrown out at home against the Dodgers, he's diving for balls and missing them. He's doing that, and he's hitting below 200. What are we doing? I mean, I know we don't have anybody else, but damn, it's just it's discouraging because it's like we don't need a hole out there. We already have holes elsewhere, dude. Like we need you to not do those things. We need you to hit a little better. But you can't hit 190 and do that. You can't do both.
Right. I mean, isn't that kind of like the gripe when you take a look at a guy like Cody Bellinger, for example, right? And I know earlier in the season when he was really scuffling, you know, Dodger fans would say, well, his defense is good enough to make up for his lack of bat.
That's what we were saying for Grisham.
Right. And that's what we used to say about Grisham. But now, I mean, if you can't hit and you're taking the wrong angle or you're misreading what looks like, okay, Browner, you've already established. I can't play baseball. I can't play center field in a Major League Baseball game because I can very easily miss that same ball that Grisham just missed. But you're a Major League center fielder. You're supposed to have range. You're supposed to have vision and depth perception and speed. And that kind of looked like a routine fly ball.
You know, I don't want to jump him. I want to praise. Can I praise? Somebody?
Praise. Preach.
I want to praise my man.
Don't
CJ
switch.
Abrams.
Don't switch yet. Because let's be real here.
Oh.
Let's be real here. Why don't we
really real?
Why don't we want Tatis to play in the outfield? Because he gets distracted. He'll get bored out there. Well, our center fielder is already bored out there. So why don't we slam him like we would slam if that was Tatis? Like that's your starting center fielder, 162 games a year. He plays left. If there's a lefty on the mound, he's playing. If there's a righty on the mound, he's playing. You can't. That is him falling asleep, bro. And that's not his first one recently. That is embarrassing for a center fielder. You don't see that anywhere in the major leagues and let it be. Oh, don't worry about it. You know, it knuckled on him. No, that could have cost you an inside the park home run. That is inexcusable. And if it was Tatis out there doing that, this show would have done a whole show about it. And we need to carry that same energy when it's guys that play every single day. This isn't Azukar out there who's just filling in for one game. This is your everyday guy who keeps making these bonehead plays. That is not excusable if you're hitting 190. Like, that's not cool. Let's not switch and praise. Let's slam and let's really
slam
call
and bam
him out, dude.
Slam and
well,
bam.
I mean,
not all right.
The thing is this. I never, as many times as I watched that play last night, I never one time went, that ball in the air takes this really crazy, twisty kind of turn at the last second. So while he's making his way towards trying to catch the ball, and with him, he's got his, he's a lefty, so he's got his glove hand, his right hand. At no point do I look at that and go, oh, yeah, I see a big twist. And, that's what happened. Like sometimes if you see a guy miss a ball in the infield, but it hits the dirt and it takes this crazy bounce, but to me, as many times I've watched it, and Alex, play it one more time. And everybody in the YouTube chat, tell me this. Is this not considered for a major league center fielder? And he has a gold glove, doesn't he?
Yep.
Doesn't that look like a routine fly ball just running to your right?
What was said about him over the weekend? Because I was watching one of the telecasts it was on the one that was on Fox. They said he's been playing shallow a lot more lately than he has been throughout his time with the Padres.
Back it up.
So
dog.
maybe, huh?
Back it up, Trent.
Yeah, really. Hey, Trent. It's like Little League. Hey, Trent. Take like 5 steps back. Keep going. Okay, good. Right there. Good.
Because I think during the Saturday game, he missed the ball too. And then
hold on. We'll pick it up. We got to hit this break. Sorry, we'll hit this break. We'll come right back. We're jumping back into it. We're in the 7 Miles Casino studio.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
Dominating the SoCal radio airwaves for over 20 years. Join Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner for Kaplan and Crew every Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. only on the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk, and the mightier1090.com.
Please welcome in tax attorney Adam Brewer. Adam, thanks so much for joining us again on Main Street Living.
Yeah, thank you. Happy to be back.
So, of course, we have more tax questions for you. First of all, what are the types of business entities that business owners can use?
Yeah, I had a feeling you'd ask this question. So this time of year, this is when, business owners probably just got handed a pretty big tax bill. And so naturally, the next question is, how can they save taxes? How can they save on taxes? And so that's where these business entities really, they may come in. So what we're looking at is corporations or limited liability companies, more commonly called LLCs. So definitely by using either a corporation or an LLC, business owners may be able to really save on taxes. For the most part, when we talk about tax savings, we're looking at like an S Corp election. And so again, an LLC can do that, a corporation can do that. But the net result is you want to save on what's called self-employment tax. So for 2022, a business owner is going to, by default, pay self-employment tax on the first $147,000 of taxable income. So that's 15.3%. By doing an S Corp election, putting yourself on payroll, you can really drive down how much of your income you have to pay that 15.3% at. Beyond the tax savings, it just offers an extra level of protection between the business owner's personal assets, say their home, and their business operation. So, no matter what business you operate, you're going to have some exposure to liability. So an entity like a corporation, like an LLC, it just puts that extra level of protection between the business and then what the owner has on their personal side.
Yeah, well, clearly a plethora of information that you always provide to us, Adam. We appreciate you being on the show. Where can our viewers get in touch with you for more tax help?
Yeah, like always, they can visit my website, triumphovertax.com, or feel free to pick up the phone. You can always give me a call, 619-591-9500.
If you love animals, Animal Zone is for you. From rescues to animal experts, Animal Zone is fun for the whole family. Watch Animal Zone right here on YourView, Saturdays at 8:30 a.m. And visit animalzone.org to learn more about the show.
Welcome back. This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, John Browner, and Alex Padilla.
All right, everybody. Today is Tuesday afternoon. It is July 12th. This is Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man from the 7 Mile Casino Studios, 7milecasino.com. If you're just getting with us on radio, we're having a very strange show today. If you are with us on YouTube, you're talking about it. We're in the chat. We're all going at it here. But I know it's been a weird show so far today. And Alex, I kind of blame you if you want to know the truth.
Why? What did I do?
Well, you got me involved in that weirdo 4-part series on Netflix, the Pray and Obey thing. And if I hadn't watched that, I'd probably be more focused today. But because I watched 2 episodes last night, and I had to watch the 4th episode this morning, I feel like my mind is just like blown and jumbled. And I need to blame somebody other than myself for that. So I'm just looking at you and I'm deflecting towards you. I don't mean it to be personal. It's just I needed somebody. You know what I mean? You happen.
Yeah, I mean, you also started the show by asking me and Browner about Thor, so I would just turn it back on you. Like, well, you started it.
I know. That's the way it goes. I know.
Yeah.
All right. So I blame you. You blame me.
So you want an update? Like in the FLDS church bought land in like South Dakota somewhere, and they started building another community, and the government found out, and then they went in and raided it and pretty much repossessed it. So now like this FLDS church, however many thousands or hundreds of people remain, they're still trying to do their thing. They just keep migrating to different, literally nothing land, and because they have so much money that they just keep building things. And as soon as the government finds out about them, they're just like, well, you can't do that. And then they just repossess it.
I was never clear on where all the money came from.
Private contract, because they can charge a lot less for construction because they don't pay their employees. They're just part of the church. So you got 12-year-old boys out there doing work, building houses in the middle of everywhere, all across the country. And they charge less, so they get all these contracts because they charge less, but they are still making so much money because they keep getting jobs everywhere.
It's such a crazy thing the way they build a business from a church, you know?
But let's say like a construction company, you get paid $1,000 for a job, but you got 5 workers, so you got to give them $700, and then you keep $300 for the company. And what this church does, it's $1,000 to the church. You don't have to give any money to your employees. So when the reason is they may not make as much, they may charge less and keep every single dollar.
I know, but think about like the business acumen that they have to do this. When this guy is, telling everybody he's just a prophet and he's God on earth, and it's like, wow, they got a big business going here. Like, who's the business brains behind this operation?
They kind of like grazed over it, and I found that part just as interesting as the whole like predatory behavior with little girls. Is how about like basically like child slave labor?
Right.
Like why is no one getting in trouble for that? You have these minors working jobs and aren't getting paid. That's that whole thing.
I know.
Insane.
Listen, again, the series, it's a 4-part series. It's on Netflix. It's called Keep Sweet, Pray and Obey, and it will literally blow your mind that this stuff can happen in the 2000s in America. At least my mind was blown. So, hey, listen, we were talking earlier about some Padres stuff, but I don't know about you guys. I would love to talk about something other than just Padres as it relates to sports.
Hold on. Let's be fair.
All right.
Real quick. Let's be fair. Browner, floor is yours.
I just believe that CJ Abrams has played great baseball and should stay up all year. He literally is coming through. He's getting better with every at-bat. We are crushing Trent Grisham, as we should. That was a bad play. CJ Abrams made a play at shortstop that I have been saying is why he should be at shortstop instead of Han-Sang Kim. It's about the range that these guys can make, him and Tatis, as opposed to Kim, who doesn't make mistakes, but he can't get to the ball the way that Abrams and that Tatis can. And to see Abrams make that play last night and see Hosmer actually catch the ball to close it out.
There you go. Yeah, that was what I was thinking. I was like, wow, nice play by Abrams, but nice to see a one hopper actually go into Hosmer's glove without Hosmer turning
Yeah,
his
what
head.
I
Oh my
like,
God, I'm afraid of the ball. Don't hit me. Oh,
Right.
excellent job by Abrams for sure. Excellent job by Bob Melvin for pulling Eric Hosmer once again late in the game. A defensive
He knows what he's
substitution.
doing.
Excellent effort.
what are we looking at
He
here?
knows
All
what
right,
he's
here we
doing.
go.
Excellent effort.
All right, here's the play. All right, here it is.
That was a pretty easy
And
scoop,
that,
though.
yeah, but really a lot of the scoops that Hosmer misses, he should make those plays. And that was a two
similar
hopper.
to that one.
Yeah, two hopper.
They're very similar to that one. But
Yeah.
that's but what I've been saying about
See-
CJ Abrams this entire time is if you give him at bats and he improves, that's what you want to see. They sent him down after his initial struggles starting the season up. He's come back. He's been consistent. He's gotten better with every at bat. He's starting to put really good games together consecutively. I love it. I love it. I love it.
All right, show us what we're looking at. What are we looking at here, Alex?
This is CJ Abrams splits in the last 30 games, last 15 games, and the last 7 games. Like Browner says, last 30 games, his average is 271. His last 15, 333. His last 7 games, 412.
Wow.
So he's consistently getting more hits, more on base. And he said this about himself. He's saying, quote, "I'm definitely getting a little more comfortable at the plate. I'm kind of taking my time, seeing more pitches and driving the ball. I just kind of went with it. I knew I'd be okay. I'm here for a reason. I have faith in myself."
Yeah. How old is he?
21?
And Tatis is like 22, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got two guys that are
That's your future, second and short. That's your future.
That's the question.
And Jay Cronenworth is 27?
Is he really that? Is Cronenworth? I didn't realize he was even that old.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he's 28.
Gotcha.
And Machado just turned 30. If that's your infield for the next 5 years, that's awesome.
Wow. I mean, if you could get rid of Hosmer and get Cronenworth to first, if you could get Abrams comfortable and happy and excited about playing second, which I don't think is going to be a terribly difficult thing to do. If you could get Tatis healthy and right and just kind of growing up a little bit more, becoming a more mature young man. And then if you've got Machado, if you can keep him for the remaining, 5 years of his contract, meaning he's got this year, next year, and then he can opt out. We talked about this yesterday. If Machado stays for the remainder of those 5 years, if you've got Machado, Tatis, Abrams, and Cronenworth, and you've got that for the next, let's just make up a number here, for call it 5 or 6 years, because you control Abrams and Cronenworth, and you've already got Tatis locked up. And if Manny stays, I mean, if that's your infield for the next 5 years, if the Padres finally really truly had a consistent group that every year you knew Cronenworth's at first, Abrams at second, Tatis is at short, Manny's at third. If you had that, that'd be a big advantage. Then if you could just go improve on certain places like catcher position. Listen, I love Jorge Alfaro, but I'm just saying like a really, really top-notch catcher.
Defensive, good catcher.
And if you could improve in the outfield, and I mean in all 3 positions in the outfield, if you could just upgrade in those 3 positions, man, it could be a lot of fun, Padre fans.
Dude, someone tweeted out yesterday, yes, the Padres have a $230 million payroll, but look at what they're getting from guys with a combined $53 million of that. Eric Hosmer, Will Myers, and Drew Pomeranz. They combined for $53.5 million of that salary. And they're giving you, 2 of them are literally giving you nothing.
Nothing.
And the other one, no one wants what he's giving.
Right. So Myers is hurt and hasn't done anything for 2 years. I mean, Myers, here's the fact about Myers. Myers played really, really well the year of the shortened season. Browner, you brought it up that year that there's nobody in any of the ballparks. And I don't know if it's stage fright. I really don't have the answer per se. Like, is it an emotional, mental thing that he doesn't play as well in front of other people? The other part about Myers is, we've talked about this, he is the longest tenured Padre. So while you bring up Cronenworth's age, Myers then has to be, 31 or 32-ish?
31.
Okay. So Myers gets hurt, seems like a lot, misses a lot of action, and he's not really that productive. Now, so Myers is giving you 0. Drew Pomerantz, I don't even recall like where he stands on the salary list. I mean, I don't remember anything.
He makes 10 this year. Will make 10 next
And where
year.
is he? I mean, come
Injured.
on, dude.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. And Hosmer, we've talked about this. You're with him this year and 3 more. But the next 3, he only makes 13. So he's going to.
Yeah. I wonder
This
if
year he
he's
makes
a
21.
more tradable commodity at 13. I mean, I wonder if there's some sucker out there that would just take his measly $13 million off the Padres' hands.
I don't know, man. But when I saw that, I was like, yeah, that's a good point. Because you look at this roster, and it's kind of been my point, is you look at this roster and you're like, how is this roster worth $230 million? And then you start really diving in, and you're like, well, 53 of it is these 3 guys? That's some bad business. It's bad business.
Well, I will say this. So, Browner, you know, the CJ Abrams thing, while we were kind of all over Trent Grisham for missing what looked like on television, like what should be a routine fly ball, and that he doesn't even put his glove hand out. He doesn't dive. He just realizes I'm not getting there and this ball's getting by me and I got to go to the wall and try and get this ball. I mean, a guy like CJ Abrams, we're down on one guy. I think it's fair. We should be up on the other guy. CJ Abrams, Alex, those splits that you just showed, those are impressive. What he's been doing, getting comfortable here at the major league level.
Very impressive. Yep.
And that's what.
And that's incredibly encouraging, man, because I mean, he's the guy. You know, we talk about the depth and how we don't have major league talent depth right now at AAA. He's the guy. He's the reason why there's no talent in AAA is because he's already up here, and he's the one that you need to pan out. Like they need him to pan out.
If you're going to beat the Dodgers, which people have stopped talking about because we're so far behind in first place, you're not going to outspend them. So it's super important that we grow our own players. We grow our own pitching staff. We grow our own outfielders. Because like you spoke about before, we kind of have the infield figured out. We just got to eat the Hosmer money. Just got to get him out of here.
Well, we got to get rid of Hosmer.
You
got to get rid of Hosmer so you can move Cronenworth to first, assuming that that's really the game plan, and then Abrams to second.
Yeah.
And that's what you got to do. I mean, you're stuck with Hosmer right now. You're stuck.
And it will be hard to get a ball through that infield with those 4 dudes. Because Manny, we already know his work. Tatis makes basic errors, but he makes spectacular plays. And Abrams makes spectacular plays. We haven't seen him enough to know if he can make the routine plays routinely. And we know Jake Cronenworth is solid with the glove. So
it'll be interesting to see that once Kim is fully back, because I know he came in yesterday for the defensive substitution. Let's say he's like fully healthy tonight or tomorrow. I wonder if Melvin will start playing with the idea of Hosmer on the bench and Cronenworth at first. Like, I wonder if he'll just start trying it as in preparation for Tatis coming back. You know, like let's put Abrams at second for a few games in a row. Let's put Cronenworth at first for a few games in a row and see what this looks like with Kim at short. Because when Tatis comes back, you two don't want him playing anywhere else. Let's put him at short, and that's your infield. Like if Abrams is going to be hitting 300, then there's no way you bench him right now. There's no way you bench him at all.
In this
why
lineup,
not give it a shot? Yeah.
In this lineup, ain't no way in hell you benching anybody that's hitting 300. You would, you crazy.
Yeah.
At worst,
Nomar Mazara has come in. Dude, not even that. Nomar Mazara has come in and really kind of locked in that right field position. You have Profar, who's going to come back from this concussion, who's been really good. So you're just looking at, I mean, ideally, you're looking at like a big hole in center when that dude's hitting 190, and you're a big hole at first defensively, and offensively, there's nothing much there. So why not start messing with it?
I know, but I wonder this: if Hosmer were benched, and that's what it would be, what we're talking about. If Hosmer were benched, I feel like a lot of people look at last season and the collapse last season, and they look at Hosmer and all the trade rumors and his attitude in the clubhouse thereafter as a reason. I'm not going to say it's the only reason or the primary reason. There were a lot of chemical issues. And when I say chemical, I mean like the chemistry of the team. There were a lot of issues in that clubhouse last year that may have contributed to this quote unquote once in a generation collapse. But Hosmer and the trade rumors, at least for those that are in that clubhouse every day, that seemed to be one of the things that didn't work well with team chemistry was Hosmer's reaction to all of the talk about him possibly being traded. What if Hosmer were benched in favor of Cronenworth so that you get Abrams at second and keep his bat in the lineup, and then here comes Tatis? I just wonder how Hosmer would react and how it would impact the team.
I think it's a fair question because this team is incredibly close. You know, Hosmer and Machado call themselves like best friends. So I think honestly, it's a fair question to ask, and I don't know. But if you're going to be a professional ball player and you want to put wins above relationships, that's what you got to do, man. It's a business,
Period.
and your business is to win.
You talk about wins above replacement. You better put wins over friendship.
And I know it's easier. I know it's easier said than done because I'm not in that clubhouse every day. I'm not traveling across the country with these guys every day. But at the same time, it's like, bro, everybody can see, like, you're already getting subbed out end of games with a lead. We already kind of see what's coming.
Yeah, but
you and your ground outs and your double plays, it's not really going to contribute as much. And I get it.
But when you're a star
if he was
player,
making every play at first, you could stomach the hitting. You could. But the fact that he's making elementary errors at first base, I don't care who you're friends with. If I'm friends with Manny Machado, he steals a ball and he throws it and I can't dig it. We can go to the bar afterwards, but I don't want you catching this ball at first base in the ninth inning because you're not going to do it.
But when you're a star player, and when I say star, I don't mean that Hosmer is a superstar. He's not an all-star, but he is a $21 million a year player right now. When you have that sort of salary attached to your resume, if you will, the organization is like, we got a lot of money wrapped up in this guy. We want to
say his resume out loud, and he is a star in baseball. When you just say the resume out loud, he's a World Series champion, 4-time Gold Glover, Silver Slugger Award winner, and he's making $21 million a year.
Right.
That is a star in baseball.
It is hard sometimes to bench star players, even when they're not playing up to what their resume says. And we can use other sports as examples. You know, I mean, listen, Baker Mayfield, now obviously no longer in Cleveland and in, Carolina. Baker Mayfield, they should have benched him last year to help their team because he was clearly hurt, and they, for some reason, didn't do it. Russell Westbrook last year was making $40+ million, wasn't playing particularly well, but nobody had the guts, frankly, and probably for the same reason we're talking about. The concern is what happens to the chemistry of a clubhouse, a locker room, when a star player making a lot of money is publicly embarrassed by being benched. And that could happen to Hosmer.
Man, it's pretty crazy too. Like when you look at what he did in Kansas City, it makes sense why they gave him the contract they did.
With one exception, by the way, which is that nobody else was bidding for his services when he came to the Padres. Remember that?
Right.
But also at that time,
Which
you got to
is
remember that
why though
this organization wasn't known for getting players, and so overpaying guys, you were beating the stigma of we can't get guys, and so you had to overpay him. You had to give Manny the most money so you can then secure this is a place that we can get free agents.
He was the biggest free agent
at the time
ever, right? For the Padres.
Hosmer?
Free man.
I mean, in that season in 2007, dude, he's already been here for 5 years. That's crazy. His last season in Kansas City, I forgot about this because it feels like decades ago. He hit 318, 25 home runs, 94 RBIs, and he won a Gold Glove that year.
Amazing.
And
we watch him and we all think he's trash. And he's got that resume. It's incredible. All right, hold on for 1 second. Let me talk about this for a quick sec here. I want to talk about our friends over at Mountain Trust Mortgage and Realty Services, our man Gary Cooper, 858-376-1299, 858-376-1299. Hey, look, guys, when I bought my first house here in San Diego, I bought it with Gary Cooper. I refinanced it with Gary Cooper. I sold it with Gary Cooper. When Alex bought his first condo in North Park, we all documented what he went through to get that deal done. In the last second, when Alex's fiance changed jobs and it put a monkey wrench into the entire operation, Gary and his team were committed to finding a way to get it done. And by the way, it's not because they were making big money on the deal. Okay. This wasn't a $5 million house. It was a very, very nice condo in an amazing building in North Park, but they didn't do it because, hey, we're going to make a ton of money or we're going to lose a ton of money. They did it because home ownership was something that Alex was trying to achieve. He'd done all the work. And yeah, even though there was a little snag in the whole thing, we're going to find a way to get this deal done. They did. So look, if you're thinking about buying a house, possibly selling a house, if you want to talk about the financing of a house, you want to find out like what kind of money you can spend on a place. Listen, refinancing right now doesn't sound like a popular thing because people may have had 2 or 3% interest rates and now the rates have gone up. But the point is, anything related to real estate, talk to our guy, Gary Cooper, 858-376-1299, 858-376-1299. All right, fellas, I would love to switch things up for a second here. We talk a lot of baseball. We're in baseball season. Padres are the only game in town. But we're not too far away from the start of NFL training camps, the NFL preseason. And before you know it, I think the date is like September 8th, which is a Thursday, which is the Bills at the Rams to kick off the NFL season. I want to get into some football stuff because there are a few stories out there that I think everybody here would like to get into. Stick around. We're in the 7 Mile Casino Studios, 7milecasino.com with Grande and the Brown Man. This is Kaplan and Crew. Let's switch over to some football talk coming right back. Stick around.
I'm tax attorney Adam Brewer. If you have a serious tax problem with the IRS or state of California, then you don't need a tax relief company, you need a tax attorney. Call or visit my website to schedule your free tax evaluation.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
The Rich Eisen Show airs Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. An engaging blend of insightful football expertise with an offbeat mix of humor and pop culture while continuing to attract the most recognizable names in sports and entertainment. Only on the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.
I'm tax attorney Adam Brewer. If you have a serious tax problem with the IRS or state of California, then you don't need a tax relief company, you need a tax attorney. Call or visit my website to schedule your free tax evaluation.
Please welcome 4 of the 5 San Diego County Teachers of the Year from the 2021-2022 school year. From Central Elementary School, Laura Reyes. From Westville High School, Tiffany Jokers. From San Jose Elementary School, Jacqueline Jordan. And from St. Joe Southwest Middle School, Todd Sanders. Teachers, please deliver the pitch. San Diego County Teachers of the Year with their honorary pitch.
I thought I was okay. I had a degree, I had work experience. I should be able to provide for my kids. But they're just things that you don't plan on in life.
My husband got laid off and we are a family of 5.
My mom was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. I would ask the doctors, what can I do? And they would just say, just make sure she's eating. Our lives just changed completely. Thank God that we always had a plate of food.
I'm tax attorney Adam Brewer. If you have a serious tax problem with the IRS or state of California, then you don't need a tax relief company, you need a tax attorney. Call or visit my website to schedule your free tax evaluation.
Listen to the Mike Greenberg Show, 7 to 9 a.m. Pacific, Monday through Friday. Greeny brings his unmatched depth of sports knowledge, fun, and entertainment back to ESPN on a daily basis. The Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk, and the Mightier1090.com.
Here's Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout with Haley Stasiak.
It's time for some San Diego Loyal Soccer Club updates. The Loyal were short-handed on Saturday and dropped their match against the LA Galaxy 5-0. The win was the Los Joses' first win against the Loyal in almost 2 years. San Diego was unbeaten in its last 6 meetings with LA. Alejandro Guido was named to the USL Championship Team of the Week last week. Guido had a pair of goals against OCSC on June 29th, then helped get the win on the 4th against the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. San Diego will take on Colorado Springs next Monday in a rescheduled match from May. The Loyals still sit 2 points behind the Switchbacks at third in the Western Conference. The Switchbacks have 4 losses in their last 5 games. That's your 60-second timeout. Now back to more Kaplan and Crew tonight.
Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout is presented by Your View. You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the Mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
What's going on to all the great friends that watch the show on television here on Cox Your View? What you're about to see will never be heard on radio, won't be seen on YouTube, no audio podcast. This is just for you here on Cox Your View.
Oh, shit. It's actually 6 minutes.
Okay, here we go. Hey, great friends. Those of you who are watching on Cox, on Channel 4 San Diego, Channel 4 Santa Barbara, or anywhere in Southern California on the Cox Your View network, we had been promoting for a long time Egg Fest down in Chula Vista. And on the weekend of, let's see, it was June 12th, Sunday, June 12th, that's when the event went down. So Grande, Brown Man, let's show all of the Cox viewers what they missed. Did you guys have fun? This was a great event. I loved it.
More importantly, there was lots of food, lots and lots and lots of food.
Yeah. But there were also a lot of listeners that came down.
A lot of listeners, yeah.
A lot of listeners who live in the South Bay area that were like, hey, I knew you guys were going to be nearby, so I came over. And by the way, here's one thing that's interesting. Not only were there a lot of listeners, a lot of female listeners, which I thought was super cool. And what I hear from the ladies is, I love it when you guys talk sports, but I really love it even more when you guys aren't talking sports.
Yeah, it's when you bring, this much sex appeal to a show, you get a different audience, Scott,
Facts.
I know.
Facts.
Sexy.
I mean, look at these 3 mugs,
Totally.
That saying face for radio doesn't apply here.
Hey, there was one lady that showed up, 62 years old, white woman. All she wanted to do was talk about how Browner's her boyfriend. And I'm like, see, Brown? I'm like, this is your demo, man.
That's right.
Alex, show us, what are we going to take a look at? So this is exclusive for Cox. I mean, we'll talk about this on air, but this is stuff you're only going to see here on Cox Channel 4 in Your View. What are we going to look at here first, Alex?
What do you want to look at first? You have Browner being a drone videographer. You have pictures of food. You have we talked to Brian after.
All right, let's do this. Let's start off with food, because that's what Egg Fest was really all about. It was all about the food, right? So what are you going to show us here? Let's take a look.
This stole the show, right? I mean, you gotta.
Right. Yeah. Pig on the big green egg, which, to me doesn't look great, but it was pretty damn good. No, it doesn't look good.
Oh, it looks, when I walked in, that was the first thing I saw. I walked in to the left. This guy had that big green egg wide open. I was like, well, I know where I'm camping. This is where I'm going right here.
I couldn't eat it, man. It was too much. It was too close to looking like a real pig, man.
Well, it was a real pig.
It was a real pig.
I like to eat my food anonymously. I don't like it. I don't like to look at it and then put it in my mouth. I couldn't do that.
When I get a burger, it's just a burger.
Right.
I need to see the cow that it came from. Right.
Yeah, I couldn't eat it, man.
Any other Any other food shots that we should take a look at? Because you like the pig. We didn't really love the pig.
Did you guys end up trying the bacon wrapped Oreo?
I did not try the bacon wrapped Oreo, but I think on the right side here, there's a bacon wrapped piece of chicken. Is that what that is?
No, it was a pork belly.
Oh, that's the pork belly. Oh, and what's that little sandwich you got going there?
Pulled pork sandwich.
Dude, that looks good.
Mm-hmm.
That looks really good.
You know what's funny is that this whole time you just keep going from tent to tent to tent to tent, eating. I didn't take any pictures at all. Like the only reason I took a picture of the bacon wrapped Oreo was because I was going to text it to my lady. I was like, dude, they got bacon wrapped Oreos here.
You said they were pretty bomb though.
Okay, so it's really it was confusing. It really was confusing. You take a bite and your mouth is like, what are you doing? What are you doing right now? And then the more you eat it, you're like, yeah, this is actually fantastic.
How about
bacon wrapped Oreo?
How about any pictures? Any pictures you got, Alex, of us with lots of listeners that were down? Because that was fun. That to me was a lot of fun. Hanging out with great friends. Oh, look at this crew right here. This is a great crew. Fat Tony's in the house. Tommy. This couple right here, they're wonderful. I love these two to my left. And then my friend Suzanne is on the far left. But this is a really wonderful couple, drinking beers, supporting. That was great. Anybody else? Oh, this lady right here. She works for the county of San Diego. What a sweetheart she is. She gave me her phone number. I went to text her to give her my phone number, and she gave me a landline. So I maybe I put the wrong phone number in. I don't know. Who else?
Girlfriend?
Oh, Browner's girlfriend. This woman. She's like, I love
boo?
Browner.
What's up, boo?
That's your girl, huh, Brown?
Yeah, that's my girl right there. Shout out.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. She gave me her Instagram.
Her husband
handle.
understand.
Her husband was like, I get it. That's Cheryl Delaney, by the way. Cheryl
Her husband
Delaney
was like, take her.
Hey, Alex, show us the video. I know I talked to Brian a little bit. He was super excited about how the day went down. Show us that video if you could. Let's take a look. Yo, so we promoted Egg Fest for a long time. And today, Brian Bushfield, what do you think?
Huge success. Big. Look at it. We got 20 chefs, 40 eggs.
20 chefs, 40 eggs. We're walking in circles.
Tailing off. We would have been here an hour ago. We couldn't have done this video. There were so many people. Beer garden, huge success.
Yeah, and we did so much of the promotion besides radio was exclusive on Cox. So for everybody that's watching on Cox, dude, way to come out and support. Nice.
Right. And I mean, if you're thinking about advertising, Scott, Kaplan and crew, Cox Cable, way to go.
Thank you for that. Oh, hey, instant unsolicited. There you go. Thank you, Brian.
Unsolicited.
God, I'm fat. I got to lose weight. I need to lose.
Come on, man. That's what you saw.
Dude, I got to lose 15 to 20 pounds. Hey, look, bottom line is this. To all the Cox Your View viewers out there, we really appreciate your support. And we'll keep on doing this where there's just Cox exclusive content.
Locally owned and operated, not some bland, uninspired, corporate, cookie-cutter radio station crap. We simply say to those stations, you. The mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.
I'm tax attorney Adam Brewer. If you have a serious tax problem with the IRS or state of California, then you don't need a tax relief company, you need a tax attorney. Call or visit my website to schedule your free tax evaluation.
What keeps me coming back is just learning more about myself in the classroom. And as I learn more about myself, I can share more about myself with my students. And I can open up more and care more and love more and teach more by example.
Teaching is just one of those things that if you have a heart for it, you've found your place. And I have found my place. I get to help little people realize what it means to learn something for the first time, and that's something like reading that will be with them for the rest of their lives.
Still a little bit overwhelmed, maybe a little bit surprised. You know, you don't go into teaching for awards, you go into teaching because you sincerely believe you can make a difference in young people's lives, and that's kind of what got me into the field in the first place.
We use our phones to order our food, catch a ride, share our stories, and so much more. SDCCU made banking from your mobile device easy too. You can do so much, get up-to-date account balances, check on pending deposits, transfer money, deposit checks, and more. Safely and securely, all through the convenience of your smartphone. SDCCU. It's not big bank banking, it's better.
Thank you for joining us. Catch Scott Kaplan and crew tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific every Monday through Friday. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.